Whoa.
I can't even feel it, nah.
Yeah. Is the left one doing it? Not really at all. Oh, look at all that.
Bit of flickering.
Bro, there's your intro, Leo. Hey guys, Aaron and Jason here from MMT. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like watching bodywork videos, because we do heaps of it. So we actually did this video like, I don't know, 12 weeks ago, because Jason had a little calf issue just before the footy season, and it's just before finals now, is it? Or
A couple of weeks out from finals.
yeah, and you've had it again last night. Something happened,
yeah? I felt a little bit on the weekend, and then I did a bit of self-release work on it through the week, but yeah, ran for the first time, and it's just a bit twingy again. So similar to... yeah, prior to round one, it just sort of, I can run, but it's sort of taking off. It feels a bit on edge.
A bit stuck, all right. Yeah. So we may as well make it a little bit of an anatomy lesson as well for you. So I'll just have a bit of a feel through here. Like whenever you're doing these kind of specific cases, I always like to feel the other side as well, because it kind of gives you a bearing of what his leg might feel like when it's not symptomatic or niggly. So you kind of just do these palpation strokes just to see where it is, and Jason says it's like kind of up in this section here, yeah, Jason.
Yeah, a little bit more lateral there and out.
And out. So if I roll over that, there's a big nugget in there. So it's kind of like, I guess, in the upper section of the calf here, Jace.
Yeah,
like it's not
and
really
then there's
low.
also that mid junction point of gastroc and soleus also feels a bit.
So would you say it's kind of there as well, or would it be a little bit more?
Yeah, there.
Mainly there. I think it's
there
more gastroc. So
yeah.
We'll talk about the colouring book, one of our favourite books. It features a lot in our bodywork course when we teach our students this stuff. So this is the right leg. So where I was pushing on Jace there is right into here. So that's the gastrocs. And then underneath that, we've got the soleus as well. And then underneath that, we've got these other ones that are right down to the bone level. They actually flex the toes, okay? So I don't think it's one of those. It doesn't feel too deep, does it, Jace? Like it feels more superficial. Yeah. So this is a cool chart here, Leo. So this shows the layers. So we can see the big yellow one, that's gastrocs. And so Jason's spot's like out in here. But if he had more shin-based pain and maybe some pain going into the foot, you can see that the deeper ones, they're all the way close to the shin there. But yeah, for Jace, I feel like that kind of yellowy gastroc there just needs a bit of a flush. So
all right.
Let's see, Jace.
Yeah, let's see if you can work your magic
see if we can fix it. Worked last time. Worked for what, 14 weeks or something like that, did it? Yeah?
Absolutely.
Is that pretty much on it straight away?
Yeah, straight away. There's a little bit of referral down to sort of that junction point in the soleus.
Okay. Let's start with that. Yeah, this might be a bit more conversational because I need to just like sink into it, so I don't want to be moving around too much. So I won't be doing too much interesting stuff here, but we can have a bit of a chat about maybe why we go slow. Hey, because obviously it's a bit inflamed, it's a bit tight. He's got a game tomorrow, so I guess you don't want to go in there and agitate it more or cause more trauma. We're trying to actually calm the area down. So for us, a big way that we do that is just sinking in and letting the body receive that pressure and change state because of that constant pressure. We don't want to go in there and flick things around and, agitate it, eh?
That's right. Absolutely.
So how's that feeling there, Jay?
It feels like it's settled there.
I feel like I've sunk to a different layer there.
Yeah.
Do you feel like I can continue to get deep there?
I reckon I feel like you're coming into something now if you're going that little bit further down. Yeah, and probably a bit more lateral, angling out that way. Yeah. That's probably moving on to something there. Yeah, that feels like the spot.
Yeah, it just feels really ropey. So we kind of had this conversation last week with our video that we did of like changing the state of a tissue. Like when Jace gets up and says he feels better, that's obviously really good. But I can feel like when I was touching this one compared to the left side, it felt really ropey. And when I say ropey, it's just like taut, I guess.
Like bands of...
Yeah, bands, exactly. Yeah, and like when Jason's lying down here, there's no force being applied on his body to allow gravity to take force, and so there shouldn't be too much tension here. Like we can still feel muscles and stuff, but if something's really locked on when he's just lying here, that probably suggests that, there's some kind of tension here or excessive tension that could be released.
And as you said, like you can feel the other side didn't have that ropey band of tissue, so there's obviously something going on in there.
Yeah, so I feel like I've just kind of, that's sunken off a little bit there. I'm just going to angle my pressure out a
Yeah,
little bit
outward
more
feels
there.
like it. Yeah,
That's good there, bro.
that's good there.
How would you describe the feeling that you're getting there, man?
Yeah, it feels not. It's more of a dull sensation with like a little bit of referral, even up into the hamstring.
Yep.
And a little bit down the calf, but it feels the same sort of sensation I get when I go to take off to run.
Okay,
it's
cool.
just sort of like, oh, there's an awareness there that if I really went to push, but once I'm moving, it feels like it's all right. Once I'm running around, like when I was running around just constantly at training last night, it wasn't too bad, but it was when I went to sort of take off to do a lead or really go to get a ball.
So, being a practitioner, you felt this on Saturday?
Yes.
What was your process that you went through? So from the first point of symptom, I guess, to teach people out there that when they do get symptoms, say a sports person, when they get a symptom, instead of ignoring it, what was your process?
Yeah, so I went to compression. So when I got home after the game, I put a little bit of ice on it, just in the change rooms. And then I put compression on it once I got home and had that on. Then the next day I did an ice bath. So did hot cold.
Yep.
So I did cold immersion. So I had a couple of bags of ice and filled the bath up with all cold water because I wanted to calm my whole lower body down. And then jumped in the hot water as well. And then throughout the week I've had compression on it. And then I did some self-release with the foam roller on Wednesday because I sort of wanted to let it settle a little bit throughout the week. I didn't want to aggravate it too early.
Yep, that's a good point, that.
I did my gym class on Tuesday night. I didn't feel like doing any of the lifts or I was doing a bit of a squat press which has a calf raise element in it. I didn't feel it during that.
Cool.
And then did some release work on Wednesday. Thursday, it was back to footy training, and it felt alright for the first half of the night, and then it was just towards the end where maybe a little bit of fatigue in that spot kicked in. So then, again, I put compression on it last night. Did a little bit of self-massage with some Tiger Balm, so some heat cream. And just kept the compression on overnight.
Yeah, cool. That's a really good rundown, man. Like, I reckon, I was just thinking about, like, most soft tissue injuries, there are warning signals that people get potentially.
Yeah.
Like, obviously you can't avoid trauma when it's broken bones or like a ligament strain, generally that's just bad luck that happens in sport. But I probably reckon that most soft tissue injuries probably have some kind of red flag that comes up, whether it's a tension somewhere or some kind of niggle that has been festering away for a while that is probably unaddressed. So the fact that when you feel this, obviously you're doing all the right things because this is what you do for a job to help other people, but it's cool that even though it was a little niggle that didn't really stop you from doing any training, you still addressed it properly, so it didn't turn into something bigger.
That's right.
It's good
getting
advice.
on top of things before you... Yeah, I guess the body's giving you a signal to let you know that something's not right, so it's not necessarily a good thing to go, oh no, I can tough out pain, like, I've got good pain tolerance, like that's not necessarily a good thing to be bragging about. Like sometimes it's your body saying, hey, something's not right, I need to be addressed. So if you keep going, no, I can handle pain, it's all right, well, you're just putting off that process that can potentially lead to something more. So yeah. And obviously we've got finals coming up in 3 weeks time, so I don't want to be missing that. So that's why we play the whole season for, is to hopefully go deep into the finals. So I don't want to be missing that through potential injury that I could have got on top of.
Yeah, it's good advice for people to take, man.
And just because I knew that it worked so well the first time earlier in the year when it happened, and I got this same sort of treatment, I haven't felt it since then.
I should have gone back to the video and watched it play for play and see what I did. Pretty sure I fanged it pretty hard with some elbows and stuff.
You did a bit of palm and elbow work in there, I think. Oh, that's coming out of something there.
Mrs. Palmer. Yeah, so just going really slow here. Just feels still pretty ropey, like still pretty thick, but be good to compare in a couple of minutes' time just to see the differences and see if we've kind of made it a little bit more like the the left side. But the really cool thing about bodywork too, especially this kind of bodywork, it's like obviously physically it changes the state of a tissue, but I think for what it does in the hours and the days preceding the treatment is that it sends all these like fresh supplies of like worker men that go to the area to fix the site. So this is in like synovial fluid and blood and just general hydration that goes to the area, and it's almost like it makes the body aware that there's an issue down here that it needs to pay attention to try and heal. So I think not only does it release a tissue, I think it also creates a signal that there needs to be healing at this spot, you know.
And it feels normal from there down.
Yep.
What it felt like.
All right, let's just compare these two sides again. Yeah, definitely feels different when I feel the other side. Let's do some work going up now too, I reckon, Jace. Try and pin a spot
Yeah, I feel like that slightly more lateral angle
is good.
Yeah. Is good.
Is good. A lot of people comment on my thumbs. They always say, man, your thumbs, what the hell? But this is the way I work. This is the angle that's best for me. So, like, if I treat like that, that feels just like...
Yeah, I've got the same thumb.
I'm going to red line there. Like, that's too much. Like, here, I feel like I can go for days here.
Yeah.
Like...
Because you can almost put the whole arm is using it, not just through your fingertip.
Yeah, yeah. Bit in it, Jace?
A little bit. It's not
too bad
there, but yeah, there. That's the spot.
That's the spot.
Yeah.
When you did your own kind of self-treatment, how did you go getting, the result for yourself?
Yeah, it was all right. It felt like it calmed down a little bit.
And how do you do it?
How do I do it?
Yeah, what's your technique? Do you use hands or do you use tools?
Foam roller on Wednesday. So that was just to go a bit broader. And yeah, I was just doing more the upper, sort of where you are now, the gastroc down to that junction. Because that's where I felt like I needed the work. So I was just doing slow, sort of rolling through gradually, but focusing on spots when I felt them. And then last night, I was just doing a little bit of this sort of stuff myself. When I was putting the Tiger Balm on.
Tiger Balm, you love that? Bit of heat?
Just a little bit of heat, yeah. Yeah.
Plenty in there, isn't there, Jace?
Yeah. Feels like, going up that way.
You want me to take that upwards? Yeah. There's not much wax here.
That's all right. It doesn't feel...
It's all good. Doesn't feel hair pulley.
Nah.
Yeah, we had... This morning, we had our first webinar for our new intake of students in our Bodywork course that Ninja and I run twice a year. So that was really cool. We got 16 students this year from all over the world. So, yeah,
crazy. You were telling us before, there's a few that are like literally a couple of 100 metres away from the clinic, and then there's some that are the other side of the world. So it's crazy that...
Very mixed bunch.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're watching this video at a later date, and you want to learn more from what we do here, book an interview with Ninja and I, and we'll see if we can get you into our February intake.
Or whenever you watch, there could be another one coming up.
Yeah. Might be watching this in 3 years' time,
right.
Jace?
Oh, wowza.
Wowza?
It's just the initial sink in.
Bang. So after this spot treatment kind of work, I'm just going to do a couple of flush lines as well. But I feel like it just needs a little bit more of this spot therapy first. What about higher up in these ones, Jace?
No, that feels all right.
Up into the tendon of the gastrocs, like up in here and stuff? Not too bad?
No, not too bad up there.
No. Feels a little bit like, there. No.
Nah, no pain.
Nothing in
just
it.
Pressure. A little bit there, but not as much as where you were down lower. Yeah.
Starting
Still
not
there.
too bad.
That's more the... Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel it. It's like... It's a nugget. Right there, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. As Ninja used to say, sweep the leaves, eh?
Oh, that one.
Give him curry.
That's got a bit.
Is that what you said, Ninj?
Yeah, that's it.
Sweep the leaves.
Sweep the leaves. Oh, clear the path. Around. Oh,
Should feel this. It's like a little golf ball in here,
Yeah,
Jace.
it's clear. Let's go up the hammy. Oh, feel that right up here.
Happens a lot with calves, eh? You guys get that when you're treating people? I can feel it in my hammy.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think it is? Is it like, I actually haven't looked up like a gastroc referral point. Is it a gastroc referral point or is it like a sciatica, nervy, perineal?
I feel like it's a...
You boys want to come in for a ring in? You guys got any
What do
information
you got,
on that?
Das? Anything for us? No, he's got nothing on
I
the
usually
camera.
just say, yeah, it's a trigger point.
Trigger point?
Yeah.
Can you look up gastroc trigger point referral on your phone? I'm actually intrigued. Jarek's got that.
It does go up the...
It does go up the hammy?
The poster where it shows...
Yeah, really.
I feel like it does, but...
If you're a bodyworker, look up trigger point referral map. Jarek, one of our practitioners here, has one in his room, and it's actually really cool to have in your room, I feel like.
Yeah,
'cause
it is. I remember we used to have more of them, but I
yeah,
don't know where they've
gives you a
gone.
guideline of where it goes.
Yeah,
eh?
not always exact, but like
Yeah,
gives
but
you
it's
a general
good.
idea
It's
of
like-
where like a glute referral pain might go to, or
Yeah.
a TFL referral pain.
Like glute min is like the exact same line as L5S1 sciatica.
Yes, it is.
So that's where it's kind of cool, you know. People think they have sciatica, but it's just a trigger point in their glute min. So
Lateral shin pain can quite often be TFL referral pain, like shin
Yeah.
and ankle. So yeah, people are... I feel like that end point started to release.
yeah, it did, man.
Yeah.
I might do one more of them, and then I'm going to show the people out there another little trick.
Another trick.
Another little trick, because yeah, you got the Golgi tendon organ, which is a kind of like cellular complex within tendons, and basically with Bodywork, when we treat the tendon, we can actually kind of send a message or a stimulus into that Golgi tendon organ that can then send a message into the mid-belly of the muscle that it's connected to at either end. So that's why we work close to tendons a lot, because if we can change the state of that Golgi tendon organ, that cellular complex, it can actually kind of send a message to the mid-belly to relax. So there are tendons at the gastrocs up in here, so we will be affecting the Golgi tendon complex at the gastrocs here, but the Achilles tendon is the main tendon for both the soleus and the gastrocs. So even though Jason's got some stuff up higher up in the gastrocs, I'm thinking if we do some Achilles tendon work, we could be helping.
Stay tuned. Oh.
What about Das over there? Has he got a gastroc referral sheet
I'm
there?
having a look, man. Most of it looks like it just refers into the hamstring, but there are some that spread. I'm just looking at lots
I'll
of
go
others.
into the hamstring or the calf?
Into the hamstring, yeah, but most of it just is in the calf.
Okay. Have you got a picture for us?
Maybe
there,
bring it
or-
over and show the camera, just so we can have a bit of a look.
I'm going to do some Achilles work here, Jace. Okay.
Might down a bit.
So there, you're probably close to that spot there. You can see it referring, but this one up here sort of travels up.
Travels up, but nothing up to like the high hamstring though, eh?
There isn't really.
Interesting, Jace.
Yeah, so it's probably that sciatic nerve.
A little bit of parent, but it happens a lot, and even
it's
like
common.
lower. Like I find it with soleus work sometimes,
Yeah.
or more down here, it fangs up for people.
Yeah. Maybe it's just that whole like fascial line, like
Yep.
that superficial
Back line, yeah. So yeah, I'm not going too crazy deep here. I'm just more, stretching this Achilles tendon out. And there's actually, whoa, look at can you see Jason's calf up here? Have a look at this calf. It was twitching like let's have a look. See that? Whoa.
I can't even feel it,
Jace?
nah.
Is the left one doing it? Not really at all. Oh, look at all that.
Bit of flickering.
Bro, there's your intro, Leo. Flickering of this gastroc muscle here that Jason's really tight on when I work on the Achilles. Yeah, it's good stuff, Jace. How's that stretch feel there going
Yeah,
through
that
there,
feels
man?
nice. Yeah. No tenderness or pain in there.
Yeah, just more getting a bit of blood flow, those superficial layers there. Nice there, Jace. And then one I like to do with calf stuff, especially this, is I might need some wax here. Is that pulling your hairs, Jace, or is that okay?
Not too bad. A little bit now.
Okay, I might grab some wax, but this is a cool one to do where it's still connected, but it more just makes sure that whole line of muscle is just not fused kind of together, because there's so many different like lines of muscle and fascia within the calf. Sometimes just at the end of a deep treatment, just putting more of a flush through it can be good. Just to separate layers, you know, like when you get up to this tight stuff here, just to separate it all from each other. It's nice, Jace. Fucking low table here.
Done you in. Oh,
yeah, that's it. I had a runner recently who was going to run a marathon in 2 days, and she kind of had a similar thing to you, Jace.
Oh.
And it was these strokes here that really made a big difference. So I almost thought like stuff was bunched up together, and doing these line strokes here were the ones where she got off the table and she was like, oh, it's like gone.
Oh, that last point.
It's good, man. So through the gastrocs now.
There, and that's all right.
All right, Jace, come on. Ready?
Yeah.
Might do a bit more cross fibre. There.
Yeah.
There.
Oh, and that's all right.
One more, Jace. One more for good luck for the big dog. Thoughts and prayers with Jace tomorrow when he's playing.
Cross your fingers, cross your toes.
30 touches, 10 contested possessions,
Couple of goals.
5 clearances, 2 snags, 2 VBs,
We'll go 5 goals.
and a sausage roll.
2 VBs.
There we go. So
thanks, Az.
compression for the rest of the day for Jace. If I feel those 2 spots now, there's definitely heaps of heat in there. Feel like there's a bit of change in terms of the actual ropiness and rigidity of it compared to that side. But yeah, probably compression for the rest of the day, heaps of heat into it, and then Bob's your auntie, eh?
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Oh.